Hello everyone and welcome to Bedside Tabletop, and tonight we are going to be playing Sanctum, designed by Filip Murmak and published by Czech Games Edition. Now Filip is a designer who uses video games as kind of a basis for the themes in their board games, and as you can see with Sanctum, the inspiration is quite clearly Diablo. In Sanctum we get to play as one of 4 hero classes, going around the countryside and slaying monsters in order to upgrade our characters. And how we slay monsters is done primarily through rolling dice and assigning them to those monsters. And we also get powers over here that help us manipulate dice in order to kill those monsters more efficiently. Another more apparent reference to Diablo, we have a red pool of tokens right here that represent stamina, and we have a blue pool of tokens right here that represent focus, which is kind of like the magic in this game. Now in this game we're not just killing demons though, we have to get to a gigantic final boss called the Demon Lord. And in the solo game the Demon Lord is represented by this deck here. This is one of the main differences between the solo game and the multiplayer game. And at the end of the game we are going to be facing off against the Demon Lord. So we want to build up our character to be as strong as possible. Now there's also this achievements board right here that's filled up with random blessings that we can gain throughout the game if we complete these achievements, and we'll get into that as we play the game. We'll also get into most of the systems as we play along, but it's not a terribly complex game, and there are only a few little rules here and there that might have to be explained along the way. But as for now, just keep this in your head. We're slaying demons, we're trying to gain gear, we're trying to upgrade our character right here, and then we are going to be facing a giant final boss. Now there are 3 different actions you can take on your turn in this game: move, fight, and rest. But on the first turn of your game, you must move onto the board. Alright, so our character starts off the board on our player mat, and when you take the move action, you're just going to complete all the steps that are shown right here. So first, you're going to advance your pawn. So let's go ahead and advance our pawn to the first available open space right here. Then, reveal demons. So how revealing demons works is you're going to take a look at this symbol right under here, and you're going to take that amount of demons and populate the board with them. This is going to kind of serve as a demon offering, because in the next step of your movement, you must take demons, and this basically gives you a little more control over what you want to upgrade, what you want to go for in terms of gear. Doing a quick rundown of a demon card right here, this is going to show the type of item that the demon will give if it gets killed. This is going to show what skills it upgrades, which we will get to when we take the upgrade action. And then down here, this is the die we need to roll in order to kill it, and this is how much damage it will deal to us if we do not kill it on our fighting turn. Now, this space here says that we are going to put out 5 pairs of level 1 demons. That's the symbol for a level 1 demon. And as you can see, we've got level 1s, level 2s, and level 3s. So let's go ahead and populate the board with some demons. Alright, here is our demon offering, and it is really weird because all these demons are in pairs of the same color. We've got the green demons here, blue demons, and red demons right here. That's a little weird, that usually doesn't happen. So that's the reveal demon step of our movement. Now we are going to take demons, and taking demons is absolutely mandatory. So what we do is we are going to pick one of these pairs on the table and take all of the demons within that pair. Now it's the start of the game, so it might be a little hard to determine what type of demons you want to go for, but we're going to take a look over at our character and see what our character wants in terms of developing skills and getting stronger, and that will help inform us as to which demons we want to go out and grab here. Okay, so we are playing the Dancer, which is one of the 4 classes that's available in this game. I picked out the Dancer just because it seemed like an interesting class. You know, there was just Fighter, Archer, Wizard, and then the Dancer, and I was like, okay, well, that sounds a little more interesting. What does the Dancer like? Well, over here, if we look at this skill table, you can see that we have skills we can unlock, and there are gems on them. In order to unlock these skills, we must move the gems completely off of those skill cards. How do we move the gems? Well, when we kill a demon, we get to move a gem of the same color that's shown in the top right corner of that demon's card, and we move it as many spaces as there are gems right here. So this level 1 demon would allow us to move 1 blue gem 1 space, whereas this level 2 blue demon I grabbed here would allow us to move blue gems. We can either move move 2 up 1 space or 1 up 2 spaces. And you do that for basically all of the demons that you kill when you take the fighting action, which again is one of the 3 actions you're able to take in this game. And then you also have these white gems right here, and as you can probably guess, white gems are wild, so you can use any color to move these white gems up. So it may not seem kind of obvious right now, but when we get to the fighting phase, you will see exactly how it works. It's pretty simple, but it's a really neat system because as you can tell, when you move gems up to make one skill available, you're making another skill harder to get because you're placing more gems on it. As we can see in this blue gem column, blue gems don't have any white gems in this column, so you're going to have to exclusively kill blue demons to get the skills here. So it might be a bit smarter to grab some blue demons out so we can unlock some blue skills earlier on. Another thing to consider when grabbing a demon is what gear they provide, and it's going to be shown right here. Now in the solo mode, they have a variant to reduce luck where you get to see what is exactly on the other side of that demon, but I think it's a little more fun to just push our luck and kind of roll with whatever item we grab when we kill the demon, so we won't be using that variant. But as you can see on our character, there are different slots corresponding to different images. So this demon shows the body armor image, so we'd be able to put that item in our body armor area here. And if you take a look at this area, we have different powers that we can activate, again with these red and blue tokens. If you see a spot that's blue, that means you can only use a blue token there. If you see a spot that's red, you can only use a red token there. If you see a spot that has 2 red spots, that means you have to use 2 red tokens right there. And if you see a spot that's purple or purple with 2 spots, that means you can use a combination of different tokens, or if it's a purple 1 spot, you can use whatever token you want in that space. But that space is filled until you take a rest action, which is the 3rd action in this game. And this is also our health. We start at 10 health for the game, and I'm pretty sure there's no way to recover health as you go on, so you want to be real careful with how you are taking damage in Sanctum. I also want to mention we do start with a random potion right here that we flipped like a coin. We start with a stamina potion, and that's pretty good because we have less stamina than focus, and what the potion allows us to do is it allows us to take stamina off of stamina spots before we fight, and that spot is then unlocked and usable when we take the fight action. And again, we'll get to all of this when we get deeper into our actions, but right now we need to finish the move phase. We are still in the Take Demons section of the move phase, so let's go ahead. I think what I want to do is I want to grab these 2 blue demons right here, because I want to make it easier for us to unlock our blue skills right here. And also, I like this body armor image right here, and I hope that whatever body armor item is under this demon right here is better than this 2 spaces of red stamina that we have to spend right here. So when we take demons, we're going to put it into the demon slot of our character, and the final phase of the movement step is the treasure chest phase, but we do not resolve that until we are at the end of our board. Basically how it works is we are going to be going through 2 levels, so basically 2 worlds of fighting demons, and then we're going to face off against the demon lord. And every time we get to the end of the level, we will be able to take that treasure chest action, but that doesn't apply right now. Alright, so we've completed our first movement step and we've taken our demons. Now, the thing about Sanctum, however, is you do not have to immediately fight those demons, since fighting is a separate action. So you can actually move again, you can rest when you still have demons. The only time demons are going to affect you is during the fight phase. But keep in mind that when you move, you must always grab demons. So if you collect too many demons in your area and you go to fight, you will have to fight all of those demons. It's not like a conveyor belt. All the demons up in your active demon area are going to affect you. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, right now, the rest action isn't going to be totally useful to us, so I don't think we're going to take that action. We will get to it later. It's one of the more important actions in the solo mode and one of the biggest differences between the solo mode and the multiplayer game, so we'll see that when it comes up. So right now, we have a choice. choice. Do we want to move again and take more demons, or do we want to fight? Well, right now we only have 2 dice right here in our pool, and if we take demons, we're going to have to take 2 more and then fight them, and I don't think that is a smart idea because we don't want to lose health this early. And I also want to mention that these dice right here do not come with the base game. When I bought it, I bought these different colored dice to match all the different classes of the game. So if you do buy Sanctum, do not expect colored dice for the base classes in the game. I just got these myself because I just wanted it to look nicer. I thought that would be a cool and somewhat cheaper upgrade for this game. Although I will have to say this game looks pretty great, and even the miniatures themselves, like, they're not colored, but they're really, like, surprisingly detailed, and I think the colors they picked out for the classes are pretty nice. But yeah, enough dilly-dallying. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to show off the fight action. That means we are going to fight all the demons in our active area, but we gotta do it in the order shown on this player aid right here. Before we roll, we can spend potions, any number of potions that we want to. Currently, we have 1 red stamina potion, so we could use that before we fought if we wanted to, but obviously we're not because we haven't used any stamina just yet. So that's part 1 of the fight action done. Part 2 is going to be the roll phase, and this is where you get to roll your dice and see what numbers you get. Now, these 2 demons show a 6 and a 5, so ideally we want to roll a 6 and a 5. But if we don't, we'll have other ways to mitigate those dice. But right now, let's see if we get lucky. Alright, so we rolled a 5, but we also rolled a 3, so we're going to have to do some decent mitigation here. And now comes the attack phase after the roll phase, where we actually assign and mitigate the dice to the demons that we want. Now, one big way to mitigate your dice is by using this token right here, which is called the Rage token. You basically flip it over, you get to pick a die, and assign any number you want to that die. However, we're not going to use that just yet, because the thing about the Rage token is it doesn't reset whenever you rest. The Rage token only resets if you have a demon that's still alive on your board and a die that has not been assigned at the end of your fight phase. So basically you get enraged by having some monsters left to attack and not being able to hit them. That is the only time when your rage gets reset. So we are going to assign these dice to the demons. Now currently we have no way of turning this 3 die into a 6, because we have a spot right here that boosts or decreases our die by 2 and a spot that boosts or decreases our die by 1, but this is a 3, so it would need a 3 to go up to 6. However, what we can do is we can take this 5 die right here and we can use our 1 to boost it into a 6, and then we can take our 3 die here and use our 2 to boost it into a 5. So I think that's what we're going to do. So unfortunately we will be spending 2 focus for this, but we do get 3 to start off with. So we'll have 1 left over at least. But let's go ahead and spend 1 focus and put it on that 2 boost space. As you can see, it has a plus or minus next to the 2, so we can add or subtract that to a die of our choice. And that's going to be this die right here. So 3 plus 2, that is going to be 5. So we'll go ahead and pop this die on that demon right over there. This demon is now killed, and then we are going to spend a focus to boost this die up to a 6. And we can successfully slot that on this demon here, and both of our demons are killed. So our attack phase is done. If any of the demons were still alive, they would then try and hit us, and then we'd have to block it, but this is not necessary right now because we killed both of them. So we're going to go on to gain levels and items. Now, one of the things that's different in this solo mode is that in the multiplayer game, you get to both take the gem upgrade and then whatever item is on the other side of the demon card. However, in solo mode, you must choose. Do you want to take the upgrade on the demon card, or do you want to take the item that's on the back of it? I think for this one, since I wanted to go for some better body armor, we're going to go ahead and flip this guy over and use him for our item. Alright, so we got a royal mantle. So we can't equip it right now because we need a blue gem in our gem pool in order to equip it. We'll see how that goes. But this royal mantle is pretty good. It allows us to place a stamina here to gain a block, or a stamina and a focus here to gain another block. Or we can put a focus on this space to turn any of our dice into a 4 during the attack phase. So not the best thing in the world, but we are definitely going to keep it. We put it into this item area, which is currently covered by my beautiful face. But let's go ahead and use this demon right here to move one of our blue gems 1 space, or we can move a white gem 1 space. I think, however, we are going to move a blue gem since they're going to be a little harder to move up. Now, when I mentioned that we need a blue gem in order to equip this item, what I mean is we have to have an available blue gem in this area up here. Now, currently, we also have a die with a white gem on here. This is given to us at the start of the game, and this basically makes it easier for us to acquire an item because since white is wild, we can use this for any piece of equipment that we have. However, it still is good to get gems out on the top over here. Now, we have all kinds of different skills here, but let's take a look at the blue skills and see which one would be best. This skill tile right here gives us 2 permanent focus for the rest of the game when we move gems off of it. So that's pretty nice, and if we move a gem off of it, we are going to immediately have a blue gem in our pool. This skill right here, Shadow Dance, allows us to reuse a blue ability space by placing another focus on top of it. So, like in this case, I'd be able to reuse this ±2 space by placing a focus on it if I had this skill unlocked. And keep in mind, this does not apply to purple spaces. That is outlined in this character class skills chart right here that goes more in depth on the different abilities that the characters have. I recommend always reading it, or else you will play the skills wrong, because additional info is provided on this card and not just on this right here. So Shadow Dance, yeah, that is pretty good, and we'd only need to move 2 blue gems off of it. And then Versatility right here, let's see. Alright, Versatility. So this says, when modifying a die, you may treat a plus as a minus and vice versa. So we can treat a plus as a minus or a minus as a plus. So not all spaces in this game allow you to increase or decrease. So what this is saying is, if a space tells you that you can increase something, you can also decrease it if you have this skill unlocked. So these 2 skills in this blue area are actually pretty good. It's kind of hard to choose which one that you want to take before. Now, there is a catch about gaining skills in the solo mode that we will get into when we get to the rest action, because in the rest action, based on the amount of skills that we have, we are going to be taking cards off the top of this deck. But basically, the more cards we take off of this, the more negative effects we will have to face at the end of the game during the Demon Lord's boss fight. So yeah, upgrading skills immediately, not really a great strategy, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to use this demon right here. So we're going to move a blue gem 1 space, and that goes into our gem pool. We now have a blue gem there, and then we're just going to discard this demon right here. We do not get the item that's on the other side of it. And that's gaining levels and items done. Now we can check achievements if we wanted to. So let's take a look at the achievement board and I'll explain it real quick. So this is the achievement board. Just ignore these right here. And basically we have 3 different categories of achievements. This one's based on how many skills you've unlocked, this one's based on how many gems you have, and this one's based on the levels of your equipment. Equipment level is determined by how many gems it takes in order to equip it, so this is a level of 1 right here. And basically, if we fulfilled this criteria when we take the fight or the rest action as well, we can take one of these blessing tokens off of here, which gives us an advantage at the end of the game against the final boss. In this column right here, we want to have different amount of skills unlocked, so we get this if we have 3 skills unlocked, 5 or 7. In this column right here, we want gems of the same color, so this spot right here is saying if we have 2 gems of one color and 2 gems of another color, we can grab this. This one's 3, this one's 4, and this does not include white gems, it only includes red, green, and blue. And then this guy right here pertains to the item levels, which I showed you how those worked. So if we had items that totaled up to a level of 4, we'd be able to grab that. And basically it's kind of a race to get to these in the solo mode, because once you move off a board, all of the achievements of one row are going to be removed. So it's going to get harder and harder to grab those achievements, so you kind of want to get them early. But as I told you earlier, there's the trade-off trade-off of grabbing skills and then also depleting this deck that's going to make it harder at the end of the game. So that's something you should always keep in mind. But yeah, that is the check achievement step. Currently we do not have any achievements that we can grab, so we are just going to end our fight action. And I know that was a lot of explaining, but trust me, the actions in this game are really simple to execute. I'm just going through it because, you know, I like talking. So what are we going to do now? Well, we just fought, and we can't fight again because we don't have any demons in our demon area. So we can either move and grab some demons, or we can take the rest action. I'm not going to take the rest action right now because it still won't help us, so I think we are going to take the move action. So let's go ahead and advance our character one step. This symbol underneath the circle here means we put out a pair of level 1 demons, and look at that, they're actually different this time. So we've got a green and a red demon right here. And then we are going to take demons. So what pair of demons do we want? Okay, so there aren't any blues for us to grab and keep moving up our blue gems. We have an equal amount of reds and greens out here. I do think it would be nice to gain more stamina so we don't have to rely on the 2 stamina we have to start out with. Now we do have this skill tile that has a white and red gem on it. We can move that white gem off and that red gem off, and that would give us 1 stamina. Or we can take a gamble. Now whenever a demon has this item symbol right here, I think it means bracelet or something, but usually this item right here gives you stamina or focus. It just gives you a straight up stamina or focus increase, so we might want to go for something like that. And moving green stuff up isn't so bad. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and take this pair right here. Alright, and again, the treasure chest phase doesn't activate because we're not at the end of the line for this level, so our move action is over. So what do we want to do? Do we want to fight the demons right now, or do we want to rest? And again, you can always rest when you still have demons in your upper area. There's no rule against that. Thematically, you're just kind of running away for a little bit while the demons try and search for you. It's kind of funny. You're like hiding behind a bush while you've got tons of demon search parties out looking for you. But you know what? I'm feeling a little cocky. The level 1 demons aren't terribly hard to take out, and we still have our rage that we can use. And even if we don't successfully kill one, we can still block it because we've got stamina to use those blockable spaces. So yeah, let's go ahead and take the fight action. Alright, so again, before we fight, we can spend potions to reclaim our stamina or our focus, but we won't do that because we only have a stamina potion and we don't have any stamina that we actually used. So now we are going to roll. We want a 1 and a 4. Give it to us. Wow, alright, look at that. We got a 2 and a 4. Now sadly we do have this space that's blocked off right here. We cannot use that because we have a focus on top of it. So we can't decrease this 2 into a 1. However, what we're going to do is we're going to just use our rage. We're going to flip it over and we're going to convert that 2 immediately into a 1 die. Alright, so that was the attack phase. Now we're going to assign these to demons. We're going to put the 1 on the red demon and the 4 on the green demon, and we successfully killed both of them. So we didn't have to do the block portion of the fighting action. Now we do gain levels and items. So I think I'm going to take whatever item is behind this red demon because it might give me a new stamina or a new focus. So let's see what we get. We get the Palace Guard's Vambrace. What the heck is a Vambrace? And if we equip this, we just gain 1 stamina, which that's pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and put that into our item area. And I think we're going to use this guy just for upgrading. So we can either move 1 green gem up 1 space or 1 white gem up 1 space. Now we do have a blue gem that allows us to equip our Royal Mantle for the blocking, and we have this white gem that we could use whenever we take the equip items action to equip that Vambrace. Vambrace, okay. Anyway, so do we want to move up a green gem, move up a red gem? If we move up this green gem, then we immediately gain 1 focus. That's kind of tempting. Now let's look at these green skills over here. We've got Cloak Armor, and when we use Cloak Armor, we put a focus right over here. That allows us to block 1 damage, and it says a focus token on this ability can be used again to pay for a different blue space that is not occupied. So we could actually then take that focus off of that space and use another space. So, that's interesting. The blue token there, however, cannot activate a purple space, so that's another thing to keep in mind. So with Feint, before we roll, we get to roll this extra die when we unlock it, and then when we attack, we can modify that die, and if we do, it becomes one of the dice we can use for the fight. So it basically gives us an extra die, but we have to modify it. So that is an interesting skill. It's kind of hard to unlock right now, but it does seem kind of useful in the future. So my question is, do I want a green gem immediately? Do I want to unlock something that will give me a focus immediately, or do I want to work up to the Feint? Or another option is we can move a white gem in this red column right here. I think what I want to do, since we have the cloak armor right here, is I think we want to start working up to the cloak armor, because we are going to be able to get lots of focus, and the cloak armor takes focus. So I think we'd like to move up on that. So we're going to discard this green demon right here, and we're going to move, let's say we move a white gem off of here, just in case we get another blue or red item that we want to keep. And now this cloak armor is easier to obtain on subsequent rounds. Alright, and our rage again does not flip over because we do not have any demons and unassigned dice on our player board. And we cannot check achievements because we do not fulfill the requirements for any achievements currently. So let's go ahead and choose our next action. Are we cocky? Do we want to keep moving and fighting, or do we want to maybe move and then rest and fight? You know what? That sounds like a better plan. Alright, so what we are going to do is take the move action. So we're going to move our character into this space right here, and we put out a pair of level 1 demons. So here we go. We've got 2 blues. Those blues are tempting, since we could possibly make another one of our blue skills easier to get, and we could also move this one off of here and gain a blue gem and 2 focus. But that focus really wouldn't be useful if we couldn't then use it. So what I think we want to do is, I think we're going to grab these guys right here for our take demons action and put them on our board, and we're going to use those demons to start getting gems off of our shadow dance. So then we can use a spot that's blue twice by placing another focus on top of it. But right now I don't think we're going to fight because we have 2 focus covering up the 2 spaces that could modify dice. So I think what we're going to do is finally we are going to take the rest action. And again, you can take the rest action with demons on your board, it does not matter. So now, the first part of the rest action is restore. And what that means is you take off all the stamina and focus that's currently covering shield and modifier spaces. So we're going to take off 2 focus right here. Then we can equip items. I went over equipping items a bit earlier, but that basically means we can equip any amount of items, or we can unequip items as well. So we get to rearrange our character however we like. So we are going to place the royal mantle onto this armor space right here, and then use our blue gem. We're going to place it in that slot right up there, and now we have the royal mantle. We also have 1 equipment level, which can help us gain achievements if we have 4. Now this Palace Guard's Vambrace, we can use this white gem that we moved up right here. However, remember I showed you earlier that die with the white gem on top of it that we get at the start of the game. I can use this white gem right here, and if I use it, I unlock this die to use in future fight rounds. So I think we're going to do that. So I'll go ahead and use this white die, and now this die goes into our dice pool. Alright, and then we will slot in the Palace Guard's Vambrace with that white die right there. And now that gives us a stamina to play with. So we're going to put it in our stamina pool, and take notice that if this gets unequipped in the future, we're going to have to also de-equip the stamina that it gives us. Alright, that is the equip items step done. Now on to the buy potions step. Now there's no money in this game. The way you buy potions is you discard items in your item area that you don't want, and you get a potion of your choice. However, we don't have any items in our item area because we just use them to get equipment. So we're not going to buy any potions this time. And then we get to check achievements. Currently, we're not on our way to earning any achievements right now, so we don't really have that. So our rest action is done, but there's one final thing that we have to do, and that is we have to take cards off of this deck here. Now, let's explain this deck in more detail right now. At the start of the solo mode, you're going to put a number of these cards on top of all of these cards right here. The number of these cards that you put on top of these cards determines how hard the game is going to be. Every time you rest, for each skill that you unlock, you're going to take cards off of the deck. If you don't have any skills unlocked, you're simply going to take one off of the deck. So we're going to grab this card and we're going to set it aside. But basically, these cards are going to act as a timer to getting to these cards right here. These cards aren't going to affect us at the end of the game. They're kind of like null cards. But once we deplete these, we're going to start taking these cards right here. And when we face off the final boss, what we are going to do is we're going to flip however many cards of these that we have in our area over here, which is where we put them when we finally start taking these cards. And we're going to have to resolve those effects when we fight. Now, usually it's going to give us a choice. It's going to do something terrible to our dice, our equipment, or our slots, or we can choose to just simply lose 1 health. So essentially that's how it works at the end of the game, and that's why resting is a little hard, because you're going to deplete that timer every time you rest. I also want to mention that you usually do that at the start of your rest round. I just forgot to do it, so I'm doing it right now, but in the future we'll be doing it at the start of our rest action. Alright, but speaking of rest action, we are currently done with the rest action, so what do we want to do? Now, we have 3 dice, and we've got stamina that we can block with. So what I think I want to do is actually pick up another pair of demons and then go ahead and fight them. We're going to take the move action, we'll move our character, we get to put out a pair of level 1 demons. It's going to be a green demon and a red demon. Okay, interesting. And then we can take our pick of the litter. So what do we want? Let's take a quick look at our red skills, since there's a lot of red out on the board. We've got martial arts. This is going to replace our left weapon slot, and it basically allows us to modify dice by 1 or +1 or -1. Not really that exciting, honestly. We can again gain another stamina, but with nothing to use it on, that's kind of useless to us. Or we can unlock double strike here, which means once per attack, we get to set one of our dice to the same number as any other die. And that would add a bit more strategy to our game, because we'd ideally want to take demons that have the same number, just in case we roll the same number on our attack. But honestly, I like the sound of the green and the blue skills more for early on play, so I think we're going to go ahead and take a green pair. What we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 at the bottom, just because these are items that I'm currently not interested in. These demons have a helmet and a sword, respectively. This one has a shoe. We've already got one of these items equipped, and we've got a shoe already out on the board, so I'm just not really interested in grabbing these demons for the items. So we're going to take these 2 and put them on our board. And you can have as many demons as you want on your board. You just, have to remember that you will eventually face the consequences of having too many demons on your board. Alright, and I am ready for some action. Let's go ahead and fight these demons. Alright, so what are we looking for? We're looking for a 6, 2, 1, and a 2. And we have 3 dice to roll. So let's go ahead and see what we get. Not great. We have 2 5s and a 1. Well, I think we're going to put this 1 right here to cover up that demon. And then we can modify one of these 5s into a 6 by simply placing a focus on this +/-1 spot. So we will add 1 to one of these dice, and we'll say that this guy right here is a 6. So that's that demon killed. However, we currently have no way to turn this 5 into a 2. Well, maybe we do, actually, because we have this spot that could flip our 5 into a 4, and then we have this spot that can add or subtract 2 from that die, so we can subtract 2 to turn that 4 into a 2. But is it worth covering 2 spots and using 2 focus just for that? I don't think so, because we could just as easily use 2 stamina to block the incoming damage, and if we have this die left over, we would have monsters and a die left over, which would allow us to flip over our rage. So you know what? I don't think we're going to use this die. We're going to end the attack phase there. We're going to go to the block phase. Now, these 2 level 1 demons are going to hit us for 1 damage each. And now we can try and block that. So we're going to try and block 2 damage. We're going to go ahead and put our stamina right here. That's 1 damage blocked. And we're going to put our stamina right here, and that's another damage blocked. The symbol that blocks damage looks like this, by the way. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. Sometimes I've seen it be 5. So, but we still get to take the levels and the items. So we're going to take the demons that we killed. We've got a blue demon and we've got a green demon. Now the thing about the blue demon though is, do we want this equipment? Because it is a shoe and we have a free shoe slot down here. So you know what the heck, we're going to flip this guy over and we're going to see what item this guy is all about. Okay, that's not great. That's essentially the same thing as our original shoe slot, except we can spend a focus to flip a die to its 2 side. Yeah, so maybe I didn't want to take a gamble on that, but you live, you learn. Anyway, we are going to use this guy for its leveling ability, and we're going to either move a green gem or a white gem 1 space. So let's discard that demon. I think we're going to use it to move a green gem from our cloak armor right here, because I do want to have this block space opened up since we have focus to work with. That can help us with the block action. Alright, and that's us gaining levels and items. Now we could take the fight action again if we wanted to, or we can be cocky again and go ahead and take more demons out onto our board. Oh, forgot to flip over my rage tile. We'll keep it right there. Now, you know what? I'm feeling kind of curious because we still have that +2, -2 modification right there. We have that 4 modification right there, and we have our rage token over. And we have spaces that we can still block with. So I think we're going to go ahead and move and take some demons because I just like fighting in this game. Doesn't matter if it's going to come back to bite me on the butt. We're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to take the move action. So let's advance our character right here. And now we have a new symbol out on the board. Under this space, you see this symbol right here, which means put out 1 level 2 demon. That's the level 2 demon symbol. And this level 2 demon right here, it's also blue. So we place it out on the board right here, and then we can take this. But unlike these pairs right here, we're just going to be taking this 1 demon. Now I do want to grab some achievements, and we've currently got a blue gem and a green gem, so ideally I'd want to move up a blue gem and a green gem. I think we want to move up our blue gems because I do like that shadow dance ability that allows us to place our focus over spots that take focus. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to finally take this level 2 guy right over here. Alright, and we are going to fight. But before we fight, gotta take a sip of my Baja Blast. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight. And what we're going to do before we fight is we are going to do the potion phase. So before we roll, we can spend a potion. We're going to spend a stamina potion, and we are going to reclaim 1 stamina. It doesn't really matter where we reclaim it from, so we're going to put it over here into our pool. And now we get to roll our dice. Now, take notice that we only have 3 dice, so that means 1 monster is still going to be left on the board, so we will be taking incoming damage. Hopefully we can get this level 2 guy killed so we don't suffer that 2 damage. But we'll see. If you've watched my Zaya playthrough, you know that I don't have great luck with dice, and I usually get pretty cocky with them. So let's go ahead and just roll and face the consequences. Alright, we've got a 3, a 3, oops, and a 2. Alright, so what can we do with 2 3s and a 2? Well, we can obviously use one of the 2s to place on a spot on one of these demons. And we have this space that allows us to flip a die onto the 4 side, so we can use it to take out this demon right here. And then we can use our rage to flip one of those 3 dies to its 2 side. So I think we're going to do that. So we'll go ahead and place the 2 on this level 2 demon here. Then we're going to spend a focus and put it on the 4 spot, and we're going to flip this die into a 4 and place it on here. And then we're going to use our rage. We're going to flip our rage over, and this 3, we're going to make it become a 2. And we can either put it on the blue or the green demon. If we put it on the green demon, we could move up a green gem and get the cloak armor or this focus. If we put it on the blue demon, we could move up the blue gem and 2 other blue gems as well and get this focus or shadow dance. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to place it on the green demon. We're going to have more opportunities in the future to move up our blue gems. Right now, I'm really dead set on getting that achievement of having 2 of one color and 2 of another color. So yeah, that's our attack phase. We're going to have to go into the block phase though, because this demon is still alive. So we're going to move 1 stamina over this block space because it's only going to hit us for 1, and we've blocked the 1 damage incoming to us. Now our rage does not reset because we have one demon out on the board that's still alive, true, but we don't have an unassigned die. We assigned all of our dice. So our rage is going to stay flipped over, which kind of enrages me, but that's how the game was designed. I'm not going to fight the designer on this. Alright, but let's go ahead and gain our levels and our items. So we'll pop these guys off. Now, do I want to see what's under here? That's the big question, because these items are pretty powerful, and I don't know if I'll have a lot of time to equip those in the future. Or do I want to unlock skills, because, you know, skills kick ass. You know what, I think we're going to bite our lip, and I think we're going to use this to just upgrade skills. We're not going to use it for the item on the other side of it. I don't think there's any white gems that I want to move up right now, so let's go ahead and move up blue gems. Now I want to move this gem up right here, so we can get the achievement at the end of our action. And then this tile is going to immediately give us 2 blue focus for the rest of the game. We're going to grab 2 blue focus and put it in our focus pool. Now, we moved 1 gem up, we can move another. Let's go ahead and move this off of Shadow Dance right here, because we want to use that focus that we're just gaining. Let's go ahead and discard this 2 blue demon right here. And we also killed the green demon, so we can move up a green gem or a white gem. We're definitely going to move up a green gem so we can unlock that achievement, and we also have cloak armor revealed to us. So we're going to flip it over, and then this symbol means it goes in the character's special skill slot. Alright, that's our gain levels and items step done. Now we check achievements. And we get an achievement. Now we're not going to get this achievement right here because we only have 2 skills unlocked, but we are going to get this achievement right here because we have 1, 2, 2 blue gems, and 1, 2, 2 green gems. And when we get these, we don't flip them over to see what they add because they only add stuff in the final boss fight, so we're just going to put this on the side of our board and it's just going to wait for us there until the end of the game. Okay, so we fought. What do we want to do now? Now a lot of our skill slots are taken up by focus and stamina, so we might want to rest. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and rest. I mean, we could take another pair of demons out and then fight them, because we do have enough dice for that. You know what? That just sounds so tempting. But no, I think, well, we're going to play it safe and we're going to rest. Before we rest, again, we are going to have to take cards off of this deck right here. And the amount of cards we take off, again, is correlated to the amount of skills we have currently unlocked, and we have 2 skills unlocked. So we're just going to grab 2 cards off of here, place them off to the side. Then we are going to restore. So let's gain our stamina and focus back. Then we can equip items. So we could equip our brigand's shoes if we wanted to, and actually we do kind of want to do that because we can try and nab that 4 equipment level achievement, because we currently have 3 equipment levels. So yeah, that seems like a smart idea to do right now. And then in terms of buying potions, we don't really have anything to buy because we don't have any items in our item area. And then for the check achievements phase, we don't have any achievements currently unlocked because we only have 2 skills and 3 levels of equipment. So that's our rest action done. Now we could just gang up on this dude and fight him, but that's just kind of a waste of our fight action. So let's go ahead, move, take more demons, and then fight. Alright, we're going to advance. We're going to put out 1 level 2 demon. And it's green. Do I want to take that green level 2 demon, or do I want to start moving up some red gems? You know what? I think we're going to take 1 pair of red. Alright, let's go ahead and fight. So we don't have any potions that we can use right now. We are going to want a 2, a 3, and a 4. So let's get it. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1. Alright, we got a 2. We got a 6. Okay, and we have a 5. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to assign this 2 right here. Then we're going to use our focus to subtract 2 from this 5, so make it a 3. And that's going to go right there. And then for our 6, what we're going to do is use this space that allows us to flip to a 4. And voila, that becomes a 4 that we can then place on that demon. So we just hacked and slashed our way and killed all the demons up there. Alright, but we killed all these demons, so we do not have to go to the block phase. So we're just going to gain items and levels. I don't really think we are going to waste our time on gaining items, so we're just going to level up. So we're going to use this blue demon to move a blue or a white gem. And we're going to move it up and unlock Shadow Dance. So Shadow Dance is just going to go right here. And again, it says your blue ability spaces can hold 2 focus. So this can also apply to the Cloak Armor, since that's a blue ability space. And yeah, you can kind of see how that combos off of one another. So I think that was a good choice for our first 2 skills. Alright, and we have 2 reds. So do we want to take some equipment and move a red gem, or do we just want to move red gems? I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and move a red gem up. I think we'll see what is under this helmet right here. So, we have the Knight's Helm, and you can use 2 stamina to do 2 blocking. So, you know what, not great, but you know what, that is going to help us get our achievement of having 4 levels of equipment, so I'm not too mad. Alright, and then this guy right here, we're just going to discard it to move up a red gem. And you know what, I do think Double Strike is the better of these 2 red skills here. I don't really like that Martial Arts takes up one of the sword slots, so we're going to go ahead and move a red gem up on the Double Strike track. Alright, that's our fight action, and we can still check achievements. And, well, look right here. We've got 3 skills unlocked, and that is one of the requirements for the achievement board, so we can pop this blessing off right here. That does, however, mean if we rest, we will be taking 3 cards off the top of this deck. So it is getting a little dicey. Alright, do we want to rest? Do we want to move and grab some demons? We do have our Shadow Dance and we do have focus, so we could actually reuse these spaces with our focus. So why not move and grab some demons? Alright, so let's go ahead and move. So we're going to move up here. We're going to put out a level 2 demon, and ooh, this is nice. It's a blue level 2 demon. Unfortunately, not of an equipment that I really want. It would allow us to move up 2 blue gems, and our versatility skill currently has 2 blue gems on it. So we could grab that, but there might be other chances to move up blue skills in the future, so you know what? I'm not too concerned about taking this guy. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take these demons right here, because I kind of want to see what's under those swords right there. So we're going to go ahead and take those demons. And then the other question is, do I want to move and take more demons and then just kind of fight them all? Because I do have a lot of block on my board that I can use. So yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to take the move action again. We're going to reveal a level 2 demon, and it's a level 2 green demon, and it's also a sword, so this is a tough one, because what this treasure chest symbol right here means is that all the demons on this board that we do not gain on this move action are going to flip over, and their items are going to be exposed, and we can grab one of those items. But that's also going to end the act, and this blessing that's pretty easy to get is going to go away. So why don't we grab this blue demon right here to fight, because we do have that power that allows us to flip over to a 4. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to resolve our treasure chest phase of the movement. So all these demons are going to pop like a magical hellish balloon and reveal the items on the inside of their stomach. High time that we got a weapon, and I think we're going to grab the Stinger, because this one is just a minus. However, in the future, when we unlock our versatility skill, we can also treat that minus as a plus. So, I mean, this would essentially turn into increase or decrease a die by 1 or more, and that's pretty cool. So, yeah, we're going to take the Stinger. So we're going to go ahead and put the Stinger into our equipment slot right there, and then we just took our move action, so we're now going to take our fight action. I also want to mention that all of the demons that got flipped over by the treasure chest event now get discarded. Let's go ahead and fight. We can't use our potions before we roll, so let's go ahead and just roll straight up. We want 3s, we want 6s, we want 1s, and we want 4s. Alright, not too bad. We've got a 6, we've got a 4, and we've got a 5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this 6 right here. I'm going to use my -1 to turn this 4 into a 3 and place it right there. No, you know what? I'm going to use the -2 on the 5 to turn it into a 3, and then I'm just going to use my 4 right here. So that is going to kill these 2 demons. However, it's not going to kill this demon. So now this demon is going to attack us with the full amount of damage. It doesn't matter if one spot on the demon got hit, it still attacks with its full amount of damage. So it's going to try and hit us for 2. We're now in the blocking phase. So what we can do is use our stamina, like so, and we've just successfully blocked the 2 damage that this demon is throwing at us. Alright, so we killed these 2 guys, so now we can move up some reds. So let's get 1 red gem into our pool, so we can equip this knight's helm. I know we do have this 1 white gem right here, but it's still nice to get those gems for the future achievements. Oh, speaking of achievements, we need to wipe out the top row of achievements because Act 1 is coming to a close. So we'll just go ahead and remove this blessing right here, and we cannot achieve this achievement anymore, which sucks because we could have gotten 4 equipment by resting, but you know, oh well, what are you going to do? So now these are the blessings that are going to be available to us on the next act. And then I can move 1 more gem up. It can be red or white. I think we're going to move 1 white gem up on the double strike right here because double strike definitely could have come in handy during that last fight. So we'll go ahead and make sure it's available to us on some future turns. Alright, and my rage does not reset. So we're done with all of that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fight again. Now when you do damage to an enemy, you are going to place a corruption token on that space that you damaged. So that just means we have to roll a 1 in order to defeat this enemy. And as you can notice, there are 2 focus tokens on this plus or minus 2 space, so we cannot put any more focus tokens on this area to use that plus or minus 2. So let's go ahead and roll our 3 dice. We can definitely get a 1. And look at that, we got 2 of them. Okay, so we're going to use this die right here, place it on that 1 space, and now this demon is dead. So we're just going to pop these guys off, and we're going to gain levels and items. We're going to use it to move up 2 blue gems. And what I think we're going to do, we're going to move up 1 gem on versatility to make it easier to upgrade that. And we're also going to move up 1 gem here into our pool, because that would mean that we have 3 blue gems, and if we move up a green gem, then we'd have 3 blue gems and 3 green gems, and that's one of the requirements for the achievements right here. So yeah, we're also working up to that achievement. And we're just going to discard this demon into the level 2 demon discard pile. Alright, and the question is, do we want to rest right now, or do we just want to move into the next chapter? I mean into the next act. I think we are going to eschew that rest, and we're just going to move into the next act since we don't have to immediately fight the demons that we grab. Alright, so we're going to take the move action and move our character off of the Act 1 board. And in a solo game as well as a 2-player game, you skip Acts 2 and 4, so we're just going to go right to Act 3. Alright, so we removed that board, and now we place out the Act 3 board right here. And then we also have to place out this tile right here. It's called a Divine Intervention tile. Basically, when we get to this space, it's just going to give us another die so we can fight with. And then, since we moved off of Act 1, we're going to go into the first spot for Act 3. And this symbol right here means we put out 5 pairs of demons, and each pair is going to have 1 level 1 demon and 1 level 2 demon. And now, as per our movement action, we are going to go ahead and take some demons. So what do we want? We definitely want green, so we can get this achievement right over here. And I think we also want to get some better equipment, so what we're going to do is we are going to take this pair right here, because this guy's going to allow us to move our green gems. And then this guy right here has the head armor symbol. We do not have head armor on our board currently, and that would be useful to have in the future. So we're going to go ahead and put those demons right here in our demon area. And I think that's a good end to this video. We're going to continue the rest in another video, but yeah, that's basically kind of an overview of how Sanctum plays. It doesn't play terribly different. For the rest of it, we're just going to kind of go through this level, defeat more demons, and then face up against the final boss. But I think that the core gameplay loop of this game is interesting enough to sustain it through all that. And I'm excited to see what loot we get, how we're going to use our skills in the future, and what gems we're going to choose to upgrade. And of course, I'm also excited to see if we're going to defeat that final boss, because when I played this game on the practice run, I did not do very well. I kind of died. So yeah. Hopefully this time we are going to finally vanquish that big bad demon. But until then, I'm Richard, this was Bedside Tabletop, this was Sanctum, designed by Filip Murmak and published by Czech Games Edition. I hope you tune in for the next video, and I hope you all have a good night.